Hello. Hey, thank you very much for the 77 months, Quentin. This game looks like it's too loud. Let me turn this down. I'm also not turned up all the way. There, I've turned myself up and the game down. Well, wait, I can't wait to see Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds. I've actually not played the first one. I've seen the movie, but I haven't played the first Detective Pikachu game. And from what I've read, this is a direct sequel to that. So I guess I hope we don't need to play the first one. Here we go.
The name's Pikachu, and I'm what you might call a great detective.
You don't sound like Ryan at all.
With my bolts of brilliance, I've solved many mysteries.
I know, right?
My partner Harry and I ran into some trouble on a case. Harry suddenly disappeared, and I'd lost all my memories. After that, I was wandering the city when I ran into Tim. Somehow, he could understand what I was saying. Our goals were one and the same. Find Detective Harry, because my missing partner just so happened to be Tim's dad. While we were searching for Harry, we uncovered a series of crimes involving R, a chemical that drove Pokémon berserk. Tim and I managed to solve the case and save Rhyme City. And yet... Harry was still missing. Even now, the two of us are still searching for him. Harry, just where the heck did you go?
That doesn't look like Ryan at all. Remember when Noibat was in the... Was Noibat in the movie?
And so, to promote
I should have watched the movie
before.
I should have watched the movie today at some point.
Pokémon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokémon Friendship Week. To commemorate this event, we present this award to Tim Goodman and Pikachu, who saved...
Harry!
That's not true. Pikachu was in the movie.
Pika? Oh, Pikachu, I'm sorry. I guess that's a sign I better wrap this speech up, eh?
Wow. You couldn't have picked a worse time to doze off.
Sorry.
Now then, due to the R incident of 2 years ago, some of our citizens began to doubt Rhyme City's motto, coexistence with Pokémon. So to those of you who were affected, I offer you my deepest sympathies.
Howard Myers.
What's that?
A Corviknight?
Oh no, it's coming this way!
Sir, follow me.
They're treating the mayor like the president.
Everyone, get inside right away!
What the heck is going on?
Look at that book we weren't supposed to notice.
Could it be R?
R? Don't think so. Its behavior is different. It's all right. Just calm down.
He took his hat.
Pikachu.
Now he's just regular
How's
Pikachu.
it Corviknight? It just made off with my signature hat.
My dad gave you that hat.
Yeah, we gotta get it back.
You know how important that hat is to me. And Corviknight just flew off with it. What a mess. Let's go get it back. What's that? Oh, the book I wasn't supposed to notice. Hey, Tim, over here.
Whoa!
Over here, Tim.
Whoa!
They won't let me be wrong.
Look, this must be the notebook the mayor dropped.
We should get him into a wrestling outfit and make a
Something
Pikachu Libre. Yeah, I agree.
Family photo? This girl looks familiar. Oh, she's the one who didn't look too happy during the mayor's speech.
How'd you know? You were sleeping.
That's my classmate, Rachel. She knows a lot about Pokémon.
Huh? Whoa, time out. You know her? Why am I just now learning this?
We should return this notebook to Mayor Mayers. I know it's Myers. Yeah, but first we gotta deal with the Corviknight. Right, let's go, Pikachu. Now what do we do? That's... Oh no, this doesn't look good. A fainted Pidove.
Oh,
Is that Pidove unconscious? Don't touch it. Moving this Pokemon could injure it. That dude's got a lot of chest exposed. Hey you, big guy. What happened to Pidove? Well, I'm at a loss. Nothing we've tried so far is working. Hey, can you even hear me? Pikachu, no. We already know only Tim can hear you. You, cut your Pikachu's Pika Pika chatter and evacuate the area. Chief of the Pokemon Protection Bureau. Look how tight those buttons are, dude. That dude needs a one-size-up shirt. That is a stretched shirt. We need to track down Corviknight, get the area evacuated, but I can't just leave this Pidove here. Hey, what happened? Calm down, Pikachu. To everyone else, you're just saying Pika Pika. I'm the only one who can understand what you're saying. This guy's hearing him say that and is just like, what? Always go a size down. Not when you're a fat guy. Oh, right. Sorry. Got a little worked up seeing Pidove in such bad shape. Okay, Tim. It's on you to ask the big guy what went down. Excuse me. What happened here? What do you think happened? He got knocked out by the Corviknight. This is okay. Oh, you're that young detective. Yes, I'm Tim Goodman. And this is my partner Pikachu. Will Butler, Pokemon Protection Bureau. And this Audino, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is the police department's rescue squad. Audino. I'll spare you the details right now. We need to help this Pidove. All the wild Corviknight, all that wind Corviknight whipped up, blew it around and knocked it out. I always wear youth extra large, sir, and it's slimming. Yeah, but I think it's supposed to be like audio, like, oh, Audino. Audino used a move to help Pidove recover, but it still hasn't woken up. Audino. Chief, no civilian injuries to report at this time. Copy that. Great work. Now, I really should get back to leading the evacuation, but I can't just leave Pidove here unconscious. You can. You ought to clear out too, young detective. Mr. Butler, let us help you take care of Pidove. We'll find a way to wake it up. Yeah, let a couple of great detectives handle this. It's a wild Pokemon. It can take care of itself. Exactly. You should see just the piles of fainted Pokemon behind me when I play Pokemon games. You? This is an emergency situation. One that requires my full attention. Maybe I should let you help. Alright. I'll leave waking up Pidove to you. I'm counting on you, young detective. Yes, sir. Let's go, Pikachu. Okay. Cuckoo. Hey, why don't you talk to those other Pidove? Sure, let's give it a shot. Talk to Pidove. Hold on a sec, Tim. Before we talk to these guys, there's something I need to tell you. Yeah, what is it? Cases don't just pop up when it's convenient for us. I don't gotta tell you that, right? Right. And it's been a good long while since our last case. Well, that's true. So let's just pause the jog. Let's just hit pause and jog our memories of how we go about investigating a case. We'll do this one by the book, all right? If you say so. Tim, this is our first investigation in a long time. Fortunately, Pidove's injuries are already healed. All we gotta do is find a way to wake him up. Some might call it coincidence, but me? I call it opportunity for a detective work tutorial. Perfect, right? I suppose. Let's refresh our memory and make sure we conduct a full investigation. Okay, got it. First, let's quickly go over how we investigate. I talk to the Pokémon, and I talk to the people. Together, the two of us will gather evidence and take testimonies from people and Pokémon and piece them together to solve the case. Yep, that's how we do it. Exactly. Okay, this round of questioning is all yours, Pikachu. Sure thing, here I go. Hey, Pidove, can I talk to you? I'm guessing you're pals with that unconscious Pidove. Mind if I ask you a couple questions? Cool. It says their friend's taking a nap and won't wake up. So it thinks it's unconscious. It thinks that unconscious Pidove is just sleeping? Cuckoo. You really love the smell of... Wait, huh? What's that got to do with anything? Cuckoo. Nice strong aroma making the sleepy times go away. That's what it's saying. You'd think these Pidoves would be more concerned about their unconscious friend instead of chirping about some smell. I'm gathering there's a certain aroma that Pidoves are really into. I guess that's what we gotta get. Maybe we should question some of the other Pidove around here. Hey Tim, come here for a sec. If you get stuck during your investigation, see the light bulb icon in the lower left corner of the screen. You can press the left button to consult Pikachu and get a hint. Oh, you'd be proud, Logan. I got my taxes done. Hey, I still haven't gotten my taxes done. I need one form and I can get it done, and I'm just dragging my feet. Press the left button. I'm a little curious about that Pidove, what that Pidove was saying. Yeah, its friend is unconscious, but all it wanted to talk about was the aroma it likes. Yeah, but you're responsible for a bunch of people. I'm actually not anymore because our office closed down. I'm responsible for like 5 people. Yep. Nice strong aroma makes the sleepy times go away. That's all I could get out of it. Aroma, sleepy times, go away. Wait, what if it's talking about using some kind of scent? And if that scent could wake up its friend? That's it, Tim. If we can find a strong aroma those Pidoves were chirping about, maybe it'll wake up their unconscious friend. That's what I'm thinking. It's worth a shot at least. But how are we going to find a scent like that? Well, a bunch to me. In this case, it's more than one. That's fair enough. I'll take it. There might be some Pokemon who haven't evacuated yet. Maybe we can ask them. Why don't we just go grab one of them donuts out of that donut cart? That reminds me. Listen up, Tim. If you're having trouble during an investigation, you can call out to me anytime. I can give you advice discreetly so no one else notices. Of course, you can also just mull things over on your own. But if you get stuck, it might be a good idea to take a break and retrace your steps. That's important too. Donut. You can press the plus button during gameplay to open the submenu. In this menu, you can save the game and change your game settings. You can press the ZL button during gameplay to reread recent conversations. Older conversations eventually disappear, so be careful not to forget what was said. Okay, here we go. Was that a Zatu? Just random Zatu just hanging out. Zatu jump scare.
No. No.
Stairs into the great beyond. That's Zatu. I can never tell what he's staring at or what it might be thinking. It's seeing your death right now. Oopsies. I can never tell what it's staring at or what it might be thinking. But it's some sort of Pokemon who's probably got a bunch of incredible knowledge. I don't know about that, but let's try asking it what it knows about how to wake up Pidove. Way ahead of you. Hey, Zatu! Can you hear me? Hey! It's not saying anything. I wonder what's wrong. Oh. It wants peace and quiet while it's sunbathing. It's awfully calm given all the commotion going on. Maybe we should try asking someone else. Interview Pokemon. Magnemite. Levitates using electromagnetism. A little jolt from Magnemite here might just give Pidove what it needs to wake up. Yeah, but we can't. Yeah, but you can't. You can't use your moves. You should have to ask Magnemite to do the jolting for you. Let's not go there. You know I'd use my moves if I could. Mag. Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. We've got a Pidove that won't wake up. I was thinking one of your electric type moves could jolt it awake, though probably only as a last resort. I should have watched this movie earlier today. I had tons of time. I could have put it on. But does Pikachu in the movie not able to fight or use attacks? Hey, Meg. Interesting. Mag. Oh, you're willing to help us out? Thanks. If all else fails, we'll hit you up for an electrifying assist. Mag. Ew. Cops. Spearow. Can't talk to the Spearow. That's why he gets the ever-living shit beating out of him in the cage fight. That's right. I forgot about that. I'm not seeing any other Pokemon to interview. Oh, I can't remember what this guy's called. It's like Aroma something. Aromatisse. Aroma? You're Aromatisse, aren't you? What are these Pidoves surrounding you for? Aroma. Huh? They've started flocking to it as soon as it got here? These Pidoves have been following Aromatisse around? Cuckoo. You're asking it to make a nice aroma? Cuckoo. Hurry up, make the nice aroma. Aroma. Pidove are really going to get on its nerves. Seems like these Pidove are all drawn to that scent that Aromatisse emits, which means Aromatisse might be able to help us wake up the unconscious Pidove. Good thinking, Pikachu. Let's ask Aromatisse if it's willing to help us out. Hey there, Aromatisse. We could use some help. Aromatisse? It'll help out if it can get these Pidoves to stop following it around. Fair enough. Let's talk to the Pidove. I just hope they understand us. Cool. sorry to ask you this, but could you move, somewhere else? Hey, now's not the time to stop and smell the aromas. We're trying to help your friend here. Say, guess what? Pretty soon, Aromatisse is going to make a lot of nice aromas. Right over there. Cool. They're on board with the nice aromas over their plan. So they'll move? Great. Aromatisse should be willing to help us out now, right? Aroma. It's happy to lend a hand now that we've got those pie dove to move. Great. Let's take Aromatisse back to the square. Okay, Aromatisse. Here's the pie dove. Please help it. Aroma.
All right. Glad that worked.
Oh,
Pie dove's awake. Audino. Wow, Aromatisse's scent is nice. But it's kind of like a really strong perfume. I don't get why pie dove like it so much. Coo. Cuckoo. Coo. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. Thank you. All right. Glad you're enjoying it. Aroma. Yep. You were a huge help, Aromatisse. Thanks. Excellent work, young detective. That perked P-Dove right up. I didn't ever consider getting help from other Pokemon in the area. Oh yeah, come to think of it, a police officer was calling this big guy Chief. I wonder why. They don't do a lot of critical thinking, it seems, in this game, series, universe. How about you ask him and find out? About you, Mr. Butler. Yes, I'm Will Butler, Chief of the PPB. The PPB? We're an organization dedicated to protecting the Pokemon of Rhyme City. The Pokemon Protection Bureau. So, kind of like the police, but focused on Pokemon? I didn't know we had something like that. The Bureau only recently started its official operations. At the moment, we're borrowing office space at Rhyme City Police Station and cooperating with the police. Thought I had another cheese stick on my desk, but it appears I ate them all. Sad face. We were dispatched to provide security, but, well, just look what happened. I can't believe a fiasco this big occurred on my watch. It's honestly an embarrassment. About the Pokemon Protection Bureau. We were found 2 years ago as a response to the infamous R incident. The case you two solved. Back then, Pokemon-related disturbances were happening all over the city. The human and Pokemon residents of Rhyme City were deeply affected by that. Mayor Myers was so shaken up by what occurred, he took it upon himself to create the PPB as a countermeasure. I almost said conglomerates, which is not right at all. Okay. He wanted to make sure crimes involving Pokemon, like the R incident, would never happen again. That's why this organization exists. Isn't keeping the peace the police's job, though? In the past few years, Rhyme City has seen a concerning rise in numbers of reported incidents and accidents. The police are struggling to handle so many incidents, including those involving Pokemon. But now, the police can protect the human population of Rhyme City, while the PPB protect the Pokemon. By dividing up the work, we can keep everyone safe. Ah, so that's why the PPP was formed. That's really hard to say quickly. Just what I'd expect from Rhyme City. Howard really is looking out for us Pokemon, huh? By the way, young detective, I was watching your investigation earlier and couldn't help but notice. Were you explaining things to Pikachu? Huh? I don't think Pikachu understands what you're telling him, though. Unless the two of you can... I'm not actually talking to him. It's more like getting advice. No, that's not it. It's... Oh, I get it. You talk to Pikachu to organize your thoughts. Interesting way to form your deductions. If you ask me, wahaha! He laughs like an evil man. He's the villain. Will Butler is the villain. Look at his too tight shirt. Only a villain wears a shirt that tight. Yeah, that's it. Well, we do understand each other, actually. Phew, that was close. I thought he caught on to us. You're talking right in front of him, my man. Be careful. Usually folks wouldn't believe we talk to one another. Whoa! Ah! I don't know what's happening.
It's back again. Come on, let's chase it down.
Sir!
Oh,
It's Corviknight again. Hey, give me back my hat, would ya? The chief went after Corviknight in his patrol car. I bet Corviknight still has my hat. Let's follow it. Eggs. App. Those are Pokemon cries. Sounds like they're coming from the direction Corviknight flew off in. Let's chase it down. Proceeds to slowly walk. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna get it. Oh, wait.
Ah,
I have a new thing to say to Zatu.
ah.
Zatu? It's telling us not to panic. Cool as a cucumber, even during a crisis. Mac, why aren't you running away? Well, I gotta get my hat back from Corviknight. Mag, thanks for looking out for me. You stay safe too, okay? You should evacuate too, Detective. No. Aroma. It's wondering why it's even bothered helping us. Aroma! Because now instead of 2 Paido following it, there are 5. And it wants to know what we plan on doing about that. Sorry, Aromatisse. Sorry, these Paido don't mean to be annoying you. Oh, look! I wonder if that's a Pokemon or just a T-set meant to look like Sinistee. Did this game come out before or after Gen 9? I have to go look it up now. Pokemon Scarlet release date. November 2022. Detective Pikachu Returns release date. October 2023. Yeah, okay, so this came out after Gen 9. I was wondering if this, like, sneaky little T-set here was a secret. Oh, there's an Executor right there. Whoa! Pikachu, look! A Alolan Executor. Well, how do you like those apples? They're scattered all over the place. What a mess. I like how we're supposed to be chasing down Corviknight, and this is now the second time that we've gotten distracted from doing that. Is this a tree? And it's growing here? It's kind of weird, unless... Unless what? No. This is definitely weird. Pick up this... Oh, it's Applin!
Blah!
Oh, is that what it sounds like? I don't like that. App! It's dangerous here, Applin. You should find somewhere else that's safe. App! That's odd. It doesn't seem to like what it... it doesn't seem like it wants to leave. Let's talk to it. I haven't seen any Applin in the city before. Where'd you come from? App. Oh, you got to sleep in a wooden crate, and when you woke up, you're always somewhere place new. They must be the French Pokemon voice actors for the game. They must have got the French Pokemon voice actors for the game. Is that a bit, or like, do you really think that? So the apple vendor travels to different locations, and this Applin gets carried along. The apple vendor probably doesn't know about this Applin. Apu! Something suddenly shook it awake a moment ago. I bet it was Corviknight. Same goes for these crates that toppling blah, 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 blah. Same goes for these crates getting toppled over. I don't see the apple vendor. They must have evacuated the area. What happened here?
Applin.
There's another Applin back there too. I see a second Applin. App. So the wooden crate shook, you got thrown out, and that's when you realized your friends were missing. It's kind of a bit. I've seen clips of the Pokemon sounds from different countries, and the French actually have some weird sounding actors the actors make. I'll have to look at that. That sounds like an interesting video. It got scattered? Then let's help him find his friends. Good thinking. How many friends were here with you? App 2? Okay, got it. Alright, well, I see one of them already. From what Applin said, I think I get what's going on here. But as much as I'd like to get my hat back from Corviknight, we can't just abandon a Pokemon in need of our help. Yeah. What kind of great detectives would we be if we didn't lend a helping hand or two along the way? Okay, we should investigate the fallen apples over there. I'd be happy to, if there wasn't a tree in the way. Something seems odd to me. Maybe we should investigate that first. Let's go around the tree. Oh, no, his tail is blocking the screen, so I can't talk to the Applin that's on the ground right here. Okay, we can't investigate because this tree is in the way. What should we do about it? Well, can't we just cut it down? Eggs!
Whoa! This tree's an Executor!
A Alolan form. Wait, isn't this an Alolan Executor? I've never seen one before. So why didn't I realize that? It's because you seem to be solely focused on what's directly in front of your eyes. Didn't look down and see the claws or look up and see the face. What's it doing here in Rhyme City? Why don't we ask it to get... why don't we ask and get some other questions in while we're at it? We can't investigate until it moves anyway. Hey, Executor, over here. Look down by your feet. Eggs. Whoa. Don't all talk at once. How about this, Executor? I'll tell you which head should answer. Sound good? Eggs. Oops, forgot to say which head. About you, Executor. Middleest head. Why are you here? Eggs. Guess it's been traveling around with the apple vendor. That explains why it's here in Rhyme City. What happened here?
Hey!
You, Righthead, tell me what happened here. Well, there happens to be a funny little guy here who wants to go potty. Give me just a moment, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Eggs. Corviknight came flying through, and when you tried to dodge it, you bumped into the fruit stand. Thank you. It's good to be back. I knew it. By the way, have you seen a hat? Corviknight took mine. Eggs. Guess it happened too suddenly for you to tell. Oh well.
Hey,
Left head. We've got a favor to ask. Eggs. Sorry, but we want to search through those apples scattered behind you. Could you please scooch over a bit? Egg. Oh good, it moved for us. Now we can investigate the scene. I'm hoping that this isn't like how the whole game is going to be. Very stop and go with lots of dialogue. This is where all the apples got scattered around. Come on, let the investigation begin. Let's see one. Do I see the second one? I don't see the second one. Remember what we're looking for. The 2 missing applin. That's right. But there's a lot of apples here. Try not to overlook them, okay?
Limp.
Look, an applin. I found one. Have you been sitting here pretending to be an apple this whole time? That must be a whole lot of patience. App. Huh. Patiently staying still is one of your talents. Impressive. I will say this. It is a kid's game. That is true. But I wouldn't say it's a young kid's game because there's an awful lot of reading in it. Impressive. That Corviknight got you wrapped up in quite the mess, though, didn't it? Your friend is waiting for you. That's an apple crate. No sign of applin, though. There's apples everywhere. I don't see any applin. At this point, apples are good for making juice or jam. At this point, these apples are good for making juice or jam or something. I'd still eat them, bruised and all. Well, we searched thoroughly. I still don't see any hat. I don't see my hat or other applin, though. Where could it be? Oh, it was obscured behind the crate. Huh? Did you see something move behind the crate? What? No, I didn't notice anything. Try checking again. Maybe something changed. Hey! Oh? And I bet applin's underneath of it. My hat! Corviknight dropped it. Could have sworn it wasn't here earlier. Anyway, I'm just glad to have it back.
This was a real pain. Eh? Hey, get back here! The heck?
Hey, quit playing around.
Hey, I'm not playing at all! My hat keeps moving on its own!
That's ridiculous, Pikachu.
See? Told you so.
Executor.
Guess I've gotta go get it.
Guess so.
Climb Executor.
Well, Tim, lift me up.
Okay.
Throw him.
You alright? Don't hurt yourself.
Please, this'll be nothing.
I thought I would be doing this. I am doing this. I'm gonna not do the next one and see what happens. Okay, I don't think you can fail these.
Fine, I got you back.
Pikachu, it's an Applin. Whoa. Are you okay? Fine and dandy. Nice catch there, by the way. Oh, that was a little tiny Applin. Are the Applin okay too? Yeah, they seem happy to be reunited. Good. Glad they're all right. So one of them was wearing my hat, huh? Seeing it move on its own really threw me through a loop. I'm sure the Corviknight dropped the hat mid-flight and it just happened to fall on top of Applin. Oh yeah, hey Tim, where's my hat? Don't worry, I've got it. At the end of the day, I'm just glad I didn't lose my hat.
Yeesh, that was
I was
a hassle.
curious if you would let it if it would let you fail. I was, yeah. I don't think it will. Maybe it will in
That's
other
more like
situations.
it.
Yeah, you look like yourself again.
Thanks, Tim. Harry gave me this hat to commemorate our partnership.
Ryan
The
gave
award
me this hat
ceremony
himself.
will resume shortly. We ask that all participants please return to the venue at this time.
I guess we better hurry back.
That darn Corviknight. I'll let it off the hook just this once.
How good of you.
Great work. Thank you. And you as well, Pikachu.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. Rhyme City owes you a debt of gratitude for your efforts. We strive for coexistence between people and Pokémon in our fair city. And you two are the ideal detective duo. On behalf of the city, I am pleased to present you with this medal.
Thank you, Mayor Myers. I'm honored.
Of course, you get one too, Pikachu.
Yeah, I'm the great detective.
Pika Pika to you too, little hero. Both of you, keep up the great work.
Way to go, Tim!
This guy looks like Rose from Sword and Shield.
Congratulations, Ron!
A little bit. Not exactly, but the hair. I'm getting it from the hair. Later that evening at Tim's apartment.
Tim, I was so proud of you today.
Wait, Tim doesn't have a mom?
You're amazing, Tim!
Or a sister?
You think so?
Everyone knows all about the amazing work you two have done. There was the Eevee abduction case, the fossil stealing spree.
And the Rhine Tower standoff case, too. They even made a movie based on the R case.
Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good, but how come Mom and me didn't even show up in it?
Are they talking about the actual
I have
Detective
no
Pikachu
idea,
movie?
But movies usually do their own thing, don't they?
That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
I guess. Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to ask you something. This is Dad's Pikachu, right?
Yeah. He's my partner at the moment, though.
I see.
Whoa, whoa. What's with all the staring?
He saved your dad from trouble many times.
Wow!
Oh, Pikachu. The news is about to start. Maybe there's an update on that Corviknight.
Yeah.
Check the TV. I want to check other stuff too.
Hey,
Oh, these are old case notes. Yep, it's all the stuff you told me to keep record of. Not bad, Tim. There's a lot you can learn from past cases, you know. Show me what you've got there. Oh, the R case, eh? That takes me back. That was the first case we partnered up on. Yeah, the R case, a chemical that made Pokemon go berserk. It was created from Mewtwo's cells. When a Pokemon was given R, its eyes would glow red and would become energized and violent. Oh, that's an alpha Pokemon. It was horrible. Even now, I still can't believe they used innocent Pokemon. Sorry, I got slightly distracted by something for a second. Even now, I still can't believe they used innocent Pokemon to cause all those incidents. Same. That was one tough nut to crack, but we managed to catch the culprit in the end. As for Mewtwo's cells and the remaining vials of R, we confiscated all that stuff and we brought the culprit to justice. Speaking of which, our final confrontation with that guy, you managed to use one of your moves. You usually can't use any of your moves. How are you able to pull that off? Beats me. I'm just as baffled as you are, kid. After Harry went missing, I lost all my memories for some reason. That's also when I realized I couldn't use any of my moves. Maybe the pressure from the intensive situation is how you were able to use that move. Could be. It's a possibility at least. After I used that move, I just blacked out. I was really worried about you. According to Just Watch, Detective Pikachu is not available to stream on any services at the moment. Bummer. These are the medals we received. They're proof of all the good we've done with our great detective work. Let's keep it up, Tim. Mom, I'm investigating you.
Right.
I'm glad you're safe and doing well, Tim, but you hardly ever call. I know no news is supposed to be good news, but you take that a bit too far. Sorry, Mom. About Rhyme City.
Well,
I haven't been in Rhyme City. I haven't been to Rhyme City in quite some time now. Not since I last saw your father. Gosh, it's been about 2 years then. I guess it's been about 2 years then?
speaking of which,
Tim, are you getting enough to eat? Yeah, stopping by the Hi Hat Cafe for breakfast is part of my daily routine. The Hi Hat Cafe? It's Pikachu's favorite spot. But it's close, but it's so close now that we've moved. But I've been going there pretty much every morning. Maybe I should make some dinner for you tomorrow night. Then, it's been a while. You miss my cooking, don't you? Of course, thanks, Mom. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
This is your first time in Rhyme City, right, Sophia? Uh-huh. It's so busy and fun. I'm glad I came. That Corviknight surprised me, though. I'm glad you and Mom are okay. Look at Pikachu's little bed. What is this thing? A humidifier? We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news. Oh, what's going on?
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokémon appear to have caused an explosion. This explosion occurred in the mountain range northeast of Rhyme City. This may be related to the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokémon. Rhyme City Police and the newly established Pokémon Protection Bureau are investigating. Amelia Christie signing off.
It's Pikachu!
Hey, Tim, did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
Yeah, Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
whispering to Pikachu, are you? You're just like your father, talking to Pokémon like that.
Oh, really? It's been 2 years since the R incident. Since then, we've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday.
All right. The day after the award ceremony. Rhyme City. Maractus, Cottonelle, I think that's what that... Whimsicott.
Whoa, that's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like, they scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
Yep. The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
Tim!
His mouth got so big. His mouth got so big. Frank Holiday. Police inspector.
Inspector Holiday, did you finally find my dad?
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft. Could you lend me a hand with this one?
Of course.
The incident occurred at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street. Sorry, but Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
So much for my coffee.
I've noticed that a lot of all these characters in this game have very American sounding names like Tim and Brad, and I'm wondering if in the Japanese version they still sound like that, if their names are the same. Okay, let's go, Pikachu. Wait a second, Tim. What for? There's no need to rush. You've gotta be calm and let me start over. You've got to be calm and unhurried if you want to do your best investigating. Yeah, I guess that's true. Chatting with Pikachu. Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this Pikachu icon in the lower left corner on the screen, you can press the right button to chat with him. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention, and a Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. If you see this icon bouncing, press the right button and hear what Pikachu has to say.
Look, I know we need to hurry, but would it really hurt if we relaxed a bit? For instance... Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me. Okay.
Oh, but Holiday's waiting. We better go join him.
Whoa!
As much as I'd hate to admit it, we don't have time to drink coffee right now. But oh, look at these guys. Wrath. Harry-ah. A Poliwrath and a Hariyama. They're squaring off. You could cut the tension with a knife. It looks like a fight could break out at any second. It looks like they already are fighting. We should probably avoid this alley so we don't accidentally set them off. Hariyama's partner. Oh no, Hariyama's facing off against Poliwrath again. Why does he act like this? He's usually so gentle. Is something wrong? My partner Hariyama loves showing off his strength, especially when he can test it against someone else's. And since Poliwrath is so proud of his muscles, Hariyama considers him rival. Considers him its rival. Once they start getting at it, it's hard to stop them. Yikes. We'd better avoid that alley for now. Indeed. Oh, wait. Pikachu has something to say.
Great detective tip number 7. Begin every investigation by taking your client's word at face value. From there, forget your preconceived notions and gather the facts until you uncover the truth.
I always assumed that Pikachu was like a bad detective. But I'm starting to think that maybe he's like an actually good detective. And you should listen to his advice. That sweet smell is irresistible. Must be using Combe's honey. Let's come back and try some after we're done with the case. Maractus. I think that's Maractus. Are you Maractus? Yes. Great job, Maractus. Your dancing is so cute. From the top. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maracaraca. How about a little snack for your partner? I was watching Jeremy Dooley open Pokemon cards the other day, and he opened one of every pack, and they had a Detective Pikachu pack, and the Machamp had a move called Directing Traffic. That's really cool. I also couldn't find anything about them having different names in Japan. Okay. With so many choices, they could cater to any Pokemon's tastes. Oh, they're berries. Oh, there's Holiday.
Tim!
I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. This way. The crime took place in the Dennis residence. Up ahead. Go to the scene of the crime at the Dennis residence. The Dennis residence exterior. Throw me in the kitchen those berries. I'll make a mean poffin. Bruh. Me too.
Well, 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 if it isn't the great detectives.
I want to push this guy over and steal his watch. Dedicated to law and order. It's been a while, Brad. I see you're on the case too. I suppose that means you are as well. You private detectives do love sticking your noses in every little thing. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now. Yep, he's still a jerk. Think he's still holding the grudge for the last time we showed him up? Menek! He says no funny business. Sheesh, no wonder you two are partners. That's enough, Brad. We're going to conduct this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis. I take back what I said about everybody sounding like they have American names. A jeweler. I wonder if it's supposed to be Sanjeev Denise. But nobody has said it out loud yet, so I don't know. Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men's in Rhyme City. Oh, wait, no, we heard Holiday say Dennis earlier. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. He just got to get a dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Okay, Tim, come inside. Just stir to the left real quick, stir right, left again, and you're done. The missing jewel. Is there a Lugia painting on the other side? Hell yeah.
I see.
All right, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. Lieutenant McMaster is currently interviewing Mr. Barnes in this room.
Excuse me?
I guess it wouldn't be too much to ask us to join in, right? I'm afraid we can't allow even the great Detective Tim to do that. Police protocol, you understand.
Man.
Hey, I have a couple of questions to ask. Got a moment? Manek? I don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty, huh? Awful stubborn, aren't you? You're even harder to talk to than Brad's Manectric. Oh, this isn't Brad's Manectric? This is a different Manectric? The name of this painting is Golden Sunrise, and it depicts Ho-Oh, a Pokemon that's spoken of in legends. They say it brings eternal happiness and that its wings shine with rainbow-colored light. Rainbow-colored light, huh? The painting sure is beautiful, but I'd bet the real thing is even more breathtaking. Look at the people you're talking to. Look at the people when you're talking to them, Pikachu. Oh, is Pikachu looking off in a different direction?
Excuse.
I was checking to see if he'd say anything different. Look at the way Pikachu runs. Like, Pikachu's supposed to run on all fours, so when he runs like a guy, it looks weird. The name of this painting is Silver Waves, and it depicts Lugia, a Pokemon known for known as the Guardian of the Seas. Yeah, he was looking directly stage right. That's funny. It's rumored to live deep down in the ocean floor, but no one's ever seen it. That makes sense. The ocean floor is not exactly a place you just casually visit. Well, if you lived in Hoenn and knew dive, you could. So I'm gonna try going upstairs.
Whoa!
That's not the way to the room Holiday mentioned. Aw. Didn't realize this was the no fun having game. Bro, this dog ain't got no food. Wait. Looks like someone's jewels. Looks like some jeweling tools have been left in here. Wonder if Mr. Dennis is using this room to study too. What kind of snacks? You got cookie snacks? It's some tea to serve to visitors. I'd prefer coffee myself.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
Growlith. My name is Sanjeev Denise. See, now I'm saying it by accident. My name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler, and this is my partner, Growlith. Growl. I'm Detective Tim Goodman, and this is my partner, Pikachu. Sorry to jump right to it, but could you please tell us what you know about the incident?
Oh.
A precious jewel was stolen while I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop, and it's a very rare jewel indeed. The Aurora Drop. What a mysterious name. Magical, even. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor, and yet... Is something sticking out to you that is odd? Or is something sticking out to you as odd? Well, the police were treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it. Hey! Chris, thanks for the raid. Poke crimes, let's go. That's right, we're here to solve crimes. They think the butler did it. I'm waiting for you to say it, Chris. I'm waiting for you to say it. I'm waiting. I need it. I want it. I'm waiting, Chris. Say it. Do the thing. You're not doing it. Do it. Do the thing. There we go. Hey, say the line, Bart. It sure does, Chris. It sure does. Could you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. It's a gemstone of Most gemstones must first be cut and polished into jewels first. But the Aurora Drop are said to have naturally formed into this shape. The way it shines looks a bit like an aura. Yes, it's precisely how it got its name. Gonna need to record my voice saying it. Oh! You know what? I don't think Clayton and Shelby are watching right now, but Chris, I think I figured out how to add sounds. So, if I could get a recording of you saying that line, and I could sneakily add it to the sounds bot. Sneakily add it to the sounds bot. So would you come in and just say, like, sounds GTA 5? That would throw them off so bad. Clayton will probably also get mad at me for messing with the bot without telling him, but I think this is going to be worth it. We need to do that for sure. It will be very funny, and that's why it's worth risking somebody being upset. Yes, that's precisely how it's got its name. The Aurora Drop has been a subject of the Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it's thought to be nothing more than fiction. I can record it tomorrow. Perfect. I'm basically solo streaming all week except for Saturday. And I doubt very seriously that they're going to be watching any of this because they don't care about this game. But we can even test it out before they even get in here. So on Saturday we can absolutely drop it. It'll be awesome. Oh, we need to make that happen. I'm absolutely doing this. 100%. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time, we called it the Jewel of Legend. Wow, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. I guess it's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. It definitely sounds... I didn't do the voice I was doing for Pikachu. I thought that was Tim saying that. It definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? I kept it securely locked in a special reinforced case inside the jewel storage room. There are locks on both storage room door and the reinforced cage. And yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen. About your trusted butler. You mentioned that the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes. Why do they think that? Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. What's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key is always kept around Growlith's neck. But if anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it from her, Growlith would start barking. My Growlith is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. I don't see it around Growlith's neck right now. The police think Barnes took it. That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I would like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I know Barnes since I've known Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years and always served us well. I'm certain he'd never steal it from me. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large. That's right, someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. So that's why you called us here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. So finding the Aurora Drop and clearing Barnes of suspicion. Those are the two things you're called us here to do. Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We wouldn't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. But we'll do what we can, If that's acceptable to you, we'll take the case. Hey, just now, by the way, when the clap and the wow played, did you guys hear that? Did that go through onto stream? No. Why? Why for? Because I heard it. I'm checking some settings. Control audio via OBS. Oh, I thought maybe it didn't have set up. I thought I did. I heard it, but it didn't pipe through, and I don't know why. Alert box. But that didn't come from... Oh, it did come from alert box. Alert box properties. Control audio via OBS. Okay, now I'm seeing a thing here. Let me just do a little testy test. Sound salad.
You sure toss a mean salad.
So I didn't hear it that time. Okay, so now you're hearing it, but I'm not hearing it. So let me go to this. Monitor off. Monitor and output. Okay. Sounds... No.
No!
Okay, I heard that one. Did you guys hear that one? Only one gets the privilege. You must choose. All right. Okay. Now that that's sorted. That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. Great. In my case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? Of course. The jewel room is in... Of course, the jewel storage room is upstairs. I know you won't let me down. Wait a second, Tim. There's something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah. A case notebook. The writers for Detective Journal swear by it. Detective Journal. That's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most effective way for detectives to organize their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. Press the X button. Ah, okay. Sanjeev Dennis's jewel has apparently been stolen, but how did the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene of the crime on the second floor for clues. First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while you're investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence we've gathered during the investigation on the page below. The stolen jewel, the Aurora drop, is Mr. Dennis's prized jewel. Someone has stolen it. After we've collected enough testimonies and evidence, the begin deducing option will appear. When you select this, you can start deducing the answer to our questions. We don't have enough testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we want to do right now? We could have collected testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, we must first investigate the scene of the crime. That's right. Let's check out the jewel storage room. The music changed.
I see.
I take it you heard that. I take you've heard what Mr. Dennis has to say. I'm guessing he also told you about his butler. He definitely is. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspect. It sure seems that way. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we've gathered. But if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Thank you. Oh, I got 3 things to ask him. What was the situation in the mansion at the time of the incident? We're still looking into that. I'm sure you'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses themselves. He's right. We should take this one step at a time and gather our own intel. I was told Barnes is in the police. I was told that Barnes is the police's prime suspect. Well, the circumstantial evidence certainly seems to be pointing in his direction. He does sound terribly convinced. He doesn't sound terribly convinced is what he actually said. Does anything strike you as odd? Why is Pikachu just looking at his butt? Or come around and look at him in the eye. Yes, actually, I can't think of a single motive for Barnes to steal the jewel. He doesn't appear to bear any ill will towards Mr. Dennis, and he's in no trouble financially. That being said, we may uncover a motive in the course of our investigation. But for now, I can't say anything with certainty. Understood. About the Aurora Drop. I hear the Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. I told you Pikachu has an issue with eye contact. You were right. You were right. The Aurora Drop's not just valuable, it's famous throughout the entire jewel industry. There must be plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by an intruder? I can't rule out the possibility, but based on the current evidence, I'd say the likelihood of burglary is low. Alright. This little table. It's got like a little outside table under the stairs. Dennis residence, floor 2. This room is currently being searched by the police.
Whoa!
We may be investigating a crime, but we should respect the residents' privacy. We shouldn't go barging into rooms that have nothing to do with the case, Tim. True, we need to focus on the jewel storage room. I don't know where the jewel storage room is. Oh, I bet it's that room with the door open. There's also a lot of cotton in there. If only there... Oh, and a broken glass. With feathers.
Oh!
What's all this? Pokemon feathers? Sure looks like it. They're scattered all over the floor and the windows open. Maybe a Pokemon got in or out through there. Do you think it has anything to do with the case? Look at this. One of the feathers is darker than the others. You're right. There are 6. The other 6 are on the lighter side of blue. Something about that is nagging me. What's the name of the duck? The Gen 9 starter duck? Quaxley? What's Quaxley's final evolution? This is the jewel storage room, the scene of the crime. Big Duck, right? I think Chris has got it. It's Big Duck. This is the jewel storage room, the scene of the crime. I just read that. I read it again. The jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Inspector Holliday's already filled me in. Please go right on ahead.
Yes.
Yes. Quackaval. Although that's like blue and white. And so is Quaxley. And so is the middle one. Maybe Ducklet? Excuse me. Just trying to think of something that has like 2 shades of blue feathers like that. Ducklet's got like light blue feathers, but no dark blue feathers. There was definitely those floating cotton guys in here. Oh, look at the case. It's perfectly cut. Huh. What is it, Pikachu? I've checked out the door, but there's no signs of forced entry. Then we can be fairly certain that the thief used a key to get in. According to Dennis, the room is where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. The final has light blue and dark blue and white. I'm seeing these chests here, and I'm like instinctually wanting to go open them. Because I play too many video games. But also, Quackavoll is not known for like slicing or cutting. Open the chest. You need a keyblade. It's not known for slicing or cutting, and neither is Whimsicott? Is that what his name is? So something else is going on here. What a beautiful jewel. It's clear and sparkly, absolutely brilliant. A green jewel. The fresh green color reminds me of the forest. Just looking at it is calming. This one's a blue jewel. It's a deep blue like the ocean. Kind of a magical feeling to it. It's a red jewel. A vibrant red, like boiling hot lava. Almost too bright to look at. Alright, I'm gonna look at this. I can't look at this. I can't look at any of the things on the ground. I'm ignoring those. Those don't exist. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Alright. Let's, don't let any details, slip past you, Tim.
Let me see.
Let's see. Where should we look first? I'm gonna look at this right here. There's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? Maybe it's a form of Pokemon that lives in the mansion? Let's look into that later.
Hey, Tim! Check it out! Looks good, huh?
Pikachu, you're tampering with a crime
Disguises
scene.
are a key part of detective work, you know.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
There's some cotton on the ground. Looks really fluffy and soft. What's a bunch of cotton doing in here? This looks like part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think it's the top half? Do you think the top half of the case was cut off? Yeah, it looks that way. It's a really clean cut. Sliced open jewel case. Slicing it must have taken some seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human can pull it off. The base of the jewel case is firmly fixed to the floor. Yeah, moving the base doesn't look possible. This is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? The jewel case is still locked. Like Dennis said, the jewel in the case was stored under lock and key. And the key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room door. I wonder who has the key then. I don't see anyone else. I don't see anything else worth investigating. Investigate this guy.
Hey, Tim. Quit looking at my tail and start investigating anything that looks suspicious.
All right.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Open the case notebook and begin deducing.
Okay.
Sanjeev Dennis's jewel apparently has been stolen, but how does the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene of the crime on the second floor for clues. I already read that. You've probably figured it out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, eh? All right. Select begin deducing in your case notebook.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? A culprit unlocked the case and stole the jewel. The culprit cut open the case and stole the jewel. The culprit somehow cut the case to steal the Aurora drop. The culprit hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. The culprit may not have stolen the Aurora drop out of the jewel case storage room. Instead, they hid it amongst the cotton fluff scattered throughout the room. What? This is the only one that's like in color. I think they would have found it if it was this one. This seems kind of silly, but it's also the only one that's not black and white. I'm going to select it and see what happens. There's cotton all over the room. There's cotton all over the room, right? Maybe the culprit hid the Aurora drop in the cotton. Are you serious, Tim? That's what I said. That theory doesn't explain in any way, shape, or form how the jewel was taken from the case, does it? I guess not. If the jewel were here, the police probably would have found it during their investigation. If that answer was supposed to be a joke, do us both a favor and get some better material.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? Well, I don't think the... I don't think they unlocked it. I think they sliced it open.
Okay.
From what we've seen in the crime scene, we can tell the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right, and we saw the jewel case was still locked, which supports that claim. We still need to investigate more and determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. Yeah, we've made our first step forward. The culprit appears to have cut the case open to take the jewel.
Okay.
So the cotton and the lock were just not... I didn't need to look at that at all. You understand how to use the case notebook now. Yep. Once I got some evidence, I'll start deducing. Feel free to start deducing whenever you feel like it. After investigating the scene, now we know how the crime was carried out. Well, we know they cut the case and we know they stole the jewel, but we don't know how they cut the case or who or what did it. We can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel from inside. But there's just one thing that's strange. Also, from that angle, wouldn't they cut the jewel too? Oh, yeah? Yeah, Tim. What's strange about the way the crime was committed? The jewel is stored in the room. The glass was cut. The door wasn't. No, because they got the key from Growlithe. The jewel was stored in this room. That's not strange. It's normally what happened. The jewel storage door was locked. It might be just below. Maybe. It might have been small, like those jewels in the back. It just looked big in the picture. The jewel storage door was locked. That's not strange, because they sliced it open. Why would it... The jewel storage room door was locked. Oh. No, they got the key from Growlithe. The jewel was in this room. Yeah, what's strange about the way this crime was committed? None of this is strange. This is a weird... I don't know what they're wanting me to do here.
Oh!
The door to the storage room was open with a key. but the jewel case was still locked when it was sliced apart. That's right. So that means the thief only had one of the keys, the one to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes had access to the jewel storage room. I understand why the police suspect Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case. Right. After we wrap up here, let's go ask him. How's the investigation going, Tim? Oh, Mr. Dennis. Sorry, I couldn't stand just waiting around. Have you discovered anything? It does appear that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. But we believe they cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora drop. Is that so? I suppose that doesn't help Barnes much, since he has access to the key. I have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewelry case? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I know Barnes. I've known Barnes a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. The security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility. Got it. So both Barnes and Dennis can access the key on the jewel storage room. But only Mr. Dennis has access to the key to the jewel case itself. That's valuable information, Mr. Dennis. Thank you. How is that valuable information? This is all stuff we just saw. Really? I thought it might be getting in the way, but I'm glad I could hear it. I'm glad I could hear I helped. The Aurora drop is meant to become a symbol of revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. A symbol of revival. Let's ask Dennis about that later. Alright, the police suspect Brandon Barnes is the culprit. Begin interviewing the people and Pokémon of the mansion. The thief cut open the case to steal a jewel. But they had the key to get into the storage room. And the only people who have access to the key are Barnes and Dennis, so it makes sense that the police would suspect Barnes. But if the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that, knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we couldn't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion to hear what they have to say. Not just the people, the Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you when we talk to them. Alright, I'm counting on you, Pikachu. Okay, now we've got our next steps figured out. Let's start interviewing everyone right away. Where are the other people? Oh, the people have appeared. Oh, Clefable.
Whoa!
I'm not heading back to the city. I'm going across the room. Don't yell at me, Pikachu. Alright, so it's just some people over here. All ears for mansion gossip. Fab. Oh, it's Clefable, Mrs. Dennis's partner, apparently. A lot of is's in that. Stumbling me. Can I ask you a few questions? Faye. Whoa, what gives? No need to be so rude. What's wrong? Seems like she's real suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident here. Alright, nothing from Clefable?
Yes? You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
Claudia Dennis. Yeah, where is Pikachu? We're detectives, Miss. We're detectives. Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate the incident that occurred here. Detectives? Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband? That means you're Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev's wife. I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind if I ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said Barnes is behind all this. So the matter's settled. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes, but we can't be certain that it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband, but nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. I think I know who did it. Barnes' partner, Ducklet. Ducklet! I called it. Barnes' partner, Ducklet, was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Did you witness the crime? Barnes' partner, Ducklet, was involved in the crime? You look as though you don't believe me. About what you witnessed.
Excuse me?
Is it true that you've witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. Huh? I did witness some irrefutable proof. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon, and it had to have been Ducklet. It might not have been Ducklet. She didn't see it clearly. We did find blue feathers near the window in the storage room. Yeah, okay. So we saw a blue feather in the cotton in the gem room. Ducklet doesn't have feathers like that. And there were blue feathers by the window and one dark blue feather by the window. So whatever came in the window probably landed on top of Ducklet, but I don't think Ducklet did it. There's another blue bird Pokemon with dark blue feathers we need to be on the lookout for. So where's Ducklet? In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel. I also heard a faint sound just before that, like something metallic. A metallic sound? Do you know what could have made that noise? No, I don't. But the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose she must have broken something in the act. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. There's proof enough that isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. Keep an eye out for a giant dancing duck. Also, something that can cut clean through glass. And it's also Whimsicott was there. But it's all based on metallic sound and the sight of a blue bird. Pretty flimsy if you ask me. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mrs. Dennis. But that information alone isn't enough to definitely prove Mr. Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever it is and get the jewel back. Isn't that what my husband hired you for? I get that she's pretty upset, but she doesn't have to take it out on us.
Excuse me?
Mr. Dennis seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting, especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really trust each other. Those two really trust each other that much? I'm told Barnes has worked for a very long. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time, much longer, in fact, than I've known Sanjeev. I suppose that's why Barnes is always taking my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Barnes inevitably sides with Sanjeev, even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. What lack of self-awareness is yet another one of my many... That lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. I'm getting the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Barnes. Do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief? About Ducklet.
Excuse me?
Could you tell me about Ducklet? Ducklet is Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in the crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Yes, she even helps Barnes out with his shopping. she'd certainly be capable of making off with the jewel. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, the one thing that seems to be certain is that she really loves Barnes. About the Aurora Drop.
Yes?
The Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. Mr. Dennis told me the same thing. But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend how valuable it is? You know what? When I saw the Sinisty and Poltergeist cups and serving thing earlier, and then I was like, oh, did this come out before Gen 9? Sinisty and Poltergeist are Gen 8 Pokemon. So even if this didn't come out before Scarlet and Violet, those Pokemon still were around. Huh? I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. Hey, my face always looks like this. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? So you're against donating the Aurora Drop? Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded around for the general public. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Huh. Hard to imagine her quietly doing anything. Where's Pikachu? Oh, he was hiding behind the chair. Let's interview this guy. Because it's past 11 now, but I want to get a little bit farther.
Hello there, Detective Tim. Oh, I mean, Detective Goodman?
Larry Turner, newest staff member at the Dennis residence. Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name's... Wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry, my name's Larry Turner, and I'm a member of the house staff. House staff, huh? Seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... you really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks. That's a huge relief. I got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Uh-oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties is taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and groundskeeping. Talk Gen Z to me. I can handle all that, no problem. I don't know, this guy isn't really filling me with confidence in the ability to do his job. Anyway, you wanted to talk about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just that I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere and I blacked out. Something attacked him? So not the thief then? Can you please tell us more about that, Mr. Turner? Sure, no problem. About the crime that took place. Right, so where to start? I was doing my job like normal today. I'd made food for the Pokemon, did cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I was thinking of trying the garden. I think I was tidying the garden when it happened. I saw Ducklet fly out of the second-story window. As I recall, I wondered where she was going. I mean, usually Ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw the door to the jewel storage room was wide open. And as if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. A Pokemon punched you? Yeah. I feel I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. Based on the size, it couldn't have been human, so I'm guessing it was a Pokemon. A red Pokemon. Do you know what kind it was? I'm not really sure. It happened so fast. I see. I'm sorry that happened to you. But I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. Haha. That's what the doctor said too. No Pokemon would want to steal the Aurora Drop. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner Pokemon to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So Tim, now that you heard Turner's side of the story, what do you think? We need to find the ducklet that flew out the window and the red Pokemon too. Yep, you got it. The culprit.
Excuse me?
Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue from the culprit? Nothing particular is coming to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis. Now everybody's yawning who's watching this. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard anyone holding a grudge against him. And I was really surprised to hear Barnes is a suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him, but honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great coworker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you would never imagine him being a thief. About the Aurora Drop.
Excuse me?
Do you know anything else about the stolen jewel? The Aurora Drop? I've never seen the thing. It's been shut up in the storage room ever since it was brought to the house. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. I assumed it's just been I assume it's what's been causing arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis is going to donate the Aurora Drop. Seems like Mr. Dennis is against that plan. Mrs. Dennis is against that plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night, it must have been a point of contention. I guess Mr. Dennis doesn't want to give up I guess Mrs. Dennis doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. Mr. Dennis hates his own plan. So the Aurora Drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? Alright. Interviewed. Is there anything else that interviewed Mr. Dennis about? Yes, and Growler. Alright, let's finish the investigations. Growl. It's Dennis's partner, Growlithe. I'm sure it doesn't look happy. Growl. Apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. Alright? Ask me anything you'd like. The symbol of revival. What makes the Aurora Drop a symbol of revival? 2 years ago, during the R incident, my jewel shop suffered considerable damage. Wait, so you're a victim of the R incident? Yes, some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. Their rampage destroyed my shop, to say nothing of the damage done to my jewels and other goods. By that time, I already had the Aurora Drop. I kept it stored safely in the shop. So, was the Aurora Drop damaged too? No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels in my shop, the Aurora Drop was the only one that remained unscathed. In fact, debris fell so perfectly around the drop of the Aurora Drop that you might have believed it to be protected. That's incredible. I guess there's some magic left in the world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora Drop became known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it. And thanks to all the attention, my business was able to get back on its feet. Sounds like a valuable jewel. In more ways than one. What made you decide to bring it back to your mansion instead of keeping it at your shop? I've decided to donate it to Rhyme City. The Aurora Drop? But why donate something so precious to you? It's not precious to me. That's exactly why I decided to donate it. Mayor Myers has done his part improving our city by declaring the start of the Pokemon Friendship Week. I thought it was about time. I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the R incident as a symbol of Rhyme City's revival. I hope that by doing so, I'd help liven up not just my shop, but the whole city as well. Wow, Dennis, I'm impressed. That's a wonderful gesture. I'm glad you think so. Not everyone is so pleased about it. Oh? Forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with concerns over personal matters. For now, I'm counting on you to find the Aurora drop as quickly as possible. Understood. We'll do everything we can. I can't move. Oh, okay. Now then, Mr. Barnes, we'll thank you not to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. Hey, that sounds like the police finished questioning Barnes. Let's go talk to him. Yeah. Brandon Barnes, butler of the Dennis residence. How did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? Who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crimes that occurred here. Yo, BB. Oh, Brandon Barnes? Is that so? My apologies. I'm Brandon Barnes. I worked at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. Barnes? I realize you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please, don't worry about that. You've been hired by Mr. Dennis, and it is my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. What would you like me to speak about first? At the time of the incident.
Yes.
I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until after I'd finished my errand and entered the house that I realized something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out on the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. So that means Barnes was the first witness to arrive to the scene of the crime. Did you see the thief or their partner Pokémon? No, nothing like that. Wait, if Barnes ran upstairs, you'd think he would have run straight after the thief. If he didn't see anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open. And when I looked inside, I saw the Aurora drop was gone. Then I contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. Is there anyone who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only afterwards that Mrs. Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about. And the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and Clefable. Naturally, no one could take witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I have no alibi. That's where we came in. The Pokemon that live in the mansion might know something. About the... Oh, yeah, because I couldn't interview Growlithe or Clefable. I've just interviewed people this whole time. Mr. Barnes, do you have any idea who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid. But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who could freely use the key to the jewel storage room. Growlithe guards the key with a constant vigilance, so it might be very difficult for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no great wonder that the police suspect me given the circumstances, but I would never do something so senseless. At least he confirms that only those two have access to the key. About Ducklet.
Yes.
Ducklet is my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this photo. Oh, Ducklet does have darker blue feathers on his butt. That's Ducklet with you there? Yes. Isn't she adorable? Look at her feathers. How simply beautiful. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever and even helps me out with my work. Oh, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I tend to get a bit carried away when I speak about Ducklet. Yeah, it's really no problem. You mentioned that she helps you. You mentioned that she helps you with your work. What exactly does she do? Let's see. She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from the local cafe. Oh, she buys coffee beans. Nice! This dude loves coffee. There's a place nearby called Hi Hat Cafe. Perhaps you've heard of it? She regularly goes shopping there by herself. If that's her go-to cafe, it's gotta be for the Hi Hat blend. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that Rhyme City's elites have such refined tastes. I asked her to go to the cafe today. In fact, she hasn't returned yet. She hasn't yet returned. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might have gone? Unfortunately, no. The feathers at the scene of the crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it. But I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow. I'm so worried. I can hardly think straight. The reason why I'm thinking those dark feathers came from a different Pokemon is because Mrs. Dennis said that she saw a blue Pokemon fly past her window and assumed it was Ducklet, but she never confirmed it. And also, they pointed out how the feathers were different. So I don't think that both of those colored feathers came from Ducklet. I think the dark blue ones came from something else. About the Aurora Drop. Out of all the jewels in Mr. Dennis's collection, he considers the Aurora Drop to be his most precious. He worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say that the Aurora Drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization. Oh, what's it called? What's it called when you turn... the terrestrialization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. I wish nothing but swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him. For someone who speaks so formally, Barnes is a pretty passionate guy, isn't he? Please, Tim, find the Aurora Drop. I beg you. I was figuring out how to spell it. Hey, we got there. Don't worry, sir. We're on the case.
Well...
Based on Barnes' testimony, I'm really not surprised the police suspect him. Yeah. If only there was another witness at least. About that. Aren't you forgetting something, Tim? Huh? Barnes told us that Growlithe and Caflabel were in the mansion at the time of the incident, remember? Oh, right. Maybe the Pokemon saw something. Exactly. You can leave the rest to me. Let's go questioning them, Tim.
Tim.
Oh, Pikachu really wants to say something.
Yo, main Ectric! Working hard? Hey, what did I ever do to you?
Also, this guy has stuff to say. But I think... Okay, this is how I say it. Yes. I think that's going to do it for me tonight. If you like what you see, the follow is free. Make sure you're following our several social medias so you can see daily and weekly updates about what we're going to be playing this week. We also have 2 YouTube channels, one for our old edited videos and one for our VODs that get uploaded every Monday at noon. What else do I say at this point? Oh, yes. Make sure you also go check out our Discord. And on the Discord, you can... we're probably on Thursday morning going to be talking about the Pokemon stuff that's going to be coming out. I'm really, really excited. I try not to look at leaks, but just there's this one leak that's really been circulating around. And I'm like, man, I really hope this is true. But it's also leak information, so I'm trying not to be excited about it. But if it's true, I'm going to be very excited about it. Pokemon Za. It's just a pizza making simulator. If you need links to any of that stuff, go to our website, carpeboredom.com. And while you're there, go check out our podcast. I would say that there's a new episode coming out soon, but I don't know when that's going to be coming out due to certain circumstances that are happening. So we're probably going to record the next episode before that episode is going to come out. Oh, it's Pokemon Cafe DLC. Oh, yeah. You know that they're going to do Cafe DLC, that new Pokemon card trading card mobile game. They're going to have stuff for that MOBA game. I forget what that game is called. It's going to be like 20 minutes. I'm sure it's going to be like 20 minutes. And like the last like 5 are going to be what we're interested in. Yes, Unite. You know they're going to be doing stuff for Unite. Cafe Remix, Pokemon Go. I heard there's supposed to be another one. Well, I didn't play Unite, and I'm probably not going to play the other one. They're going to be talking about Pokemon cards, and then finally they're going to be talking about the good stuff. But I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about it. Just because this one leak that seeped through the cracks and found its way in front of me, and I'm just like, man, I hope that that's what it is. I really do, because I want that. I've been wanting that. I've been wanting that for years. But I'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more Detective Pikachu. We're going to interview more people. I'm going to talk to these two suckers over here, see what they got to say. But that's it. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.